Hello everyone, and today we're looking at one of the smallest yet most innovative American automobiles ever built. A car so compact that many people mistake it for a European microcar, even though it was designed and manufactured entirely in the United States. This is the Crosley Model CC, a fascinating family of miniature automobiles introduced shortly after the Second World War by the Crosley Corporation. In an era when most American manufacturers were producing enormous sedans powered by large 6- and 8-cylinder engines, Crosley decided to challenge conventional wisdom. Instead of building bigger cars, company founder Powell Crosley Jr. believed that millions of Americans needed something completely different, a lightweight, economical automobile that almost anyone could afford. Looking back today, it almost seems as if Crosley predicted the compact car revolution decades before it actually happened. The story of Crosley begins with one of the most remarkable entrepreneurs in American history. Powell Crosley Jr. earned his fortune not by building cars, but by manufacturing radios, refrigerators, and household appliances. During the 1930s, Crosley became convinced that American automobiles had grown unnecessarily large and expensive. He envisioned a simple car that could provide affordable transportation for ordinary families. The first Crosley automobiles appeared before World War II, but civilian production ended in 1942 when American industry shifted to military production. During the war, Crosley factories built military equipment, including portable generators, engines, and various components for the armed forces. When peace returned in 1946, Crosley resumed automobile production with the new Model CC series. Americans who had been unable to purchase new cars during the war years suddenly had another option besides the traditional Detroit giants. One of the most remarkable aspects of the Model CC was the incredible variety of body styles available. Buyers could choose from a 2-door sedan, convertible sedan, station wagon, pickup truck, panel delivery van, and even sporty roadster versions. The station wagon, commonly known as the Woody wagon, became especially popular thanks to its distinctive appearance. Unlike many larger American wagons, the Crosley's compact dimensions made it extremely practical in cities. Measuring only about 145 inches in length, riding on an 80-inch wheelbase, and weighing between approximately 1,100 and 1,300 pounds, the tiny Crosley occupied little more space than some modern motorcycles with sidecars. Despite these miniature dimensions, engineers somehow managed to create enough room for 4 passengers. This impressive packaging efficiency would later become one of the defining characteristics of many European compact cars. Under the hood sat one of the most advanced small engines available in post-war America. Early Model CC cars used the famous Crosley Cobra engine, an all-overhead camshaft inline 4-cylinder power plant displacing just 44 cubic inches, or roughly 724 cubic centimeters. The engine produced approximately 26 horsepower at 5,400 revolutions per minute, impressive output considering its tiny size. The name Cobra stood for copper brazed because the engine block was constructed from stamped steel sections joined together using a copper brazing process. This lightweight design originated from wartime military applications where compact and lightweight engines were essential. Unfortunately, the innovative construction also created problems. If owners neglected maintenance or used incorrect coolant mixtures, corrosion could develop inside the engine. Beginning in 1949, Crosley replaced the Cobra with the much more durable Cyber, or cast iron block assembly, which solved most reliability concerns while retaining similar performance characteristics. Performance was modest but entirely adequate for the period. The little Crosley could reach speeds approaching 50 miles per hour, while fuel economy often exceeded 40 miles per gallon under favorable conditions. Such figures were extraordinary during the late 1940s. Many full-size American automobiles struggled to achieve even half that fuel economy. The car used a 3-speed manual transmission and featured a very conventional chassis layout. Unlike what many people believe, the Crosley did not use an independent front suspension. Instead, both front and rear axles were suspended by semi-elliptic leaf springs, a simple and proven arrangement that prioritized durability, low production cost, and ease of maintenance. The suspension may not have delivered a luxurious ride, but it suited the vehicle's practical mission perfectly. The lightweight construction helped compensate for the relatively basic chassis design, allowing the little car to remain surprisingly agile on narrow roads. One fascinating detail that many enthusiasts overlook is that Crosley pioneered several technologies years before larger manufacturers adopted them. In 1949, Crosley became the first American automaker to offer disc brakes on a production passenger car. While modern drivers take disc brakes for granted, this was revolutionary technology at the time. Unfortunately, the system proved expensive and somewhat troublesome under certain conditions, leading many owners to prefer traditional drum brakes. Nevertheless, the fact remains that a tiny economy car manufacturer introduced disc brakes to the American market long before most major manufacturers considered doing so. This perfectly illustrates the innovative spirit that defined the company throughout its existence. Another remarkable chapter in Crosley history involves motorsport. Despite its tiny dimensions and modest power output, Crosley automobiles enjoyed surprising success on racetracks. Crosley engines became extremely popular among racers because they were lightweight, compact, and capable of impressive performance when modified. The company's greatest triumph came in 1950, when a Crosley-powered Special won the very first 6 Hours of Sebring endurance race outright. Imagine the shock experienced by spectators watching a tiny engine derived from an economy car defeat much larger and more powerful competitors. This victory proved that lightweight engineering and efficiency could sometimes overcome brute force, an idea that would later become fundamental to modern motorsport. The Crosley was also surprisingly advanced in terms of everyday practicality. The station wagon and panel van versions became favorites among small business owners, delivery services, and tradesmen. Because the vehicle was inexpensive to operate and extremely easy to maneuver, it found loyal customers in crowded urban environments. Some police departments, utility companies, and even military organizations experimented with Crosley vehicles for specialized roles. The company also produced a small sports car called the Hotshot, which remains highly collectible today and further demonstrated the versatility of the Crosley platform. Unfortunately, the Crosley arrived on the market at precisely the wrong moment. During the immediate post-war years, consumers eagerly purchased anything with 4 wheels because demand was enormous. But as the American economy expanded, buyers increasingly preferred larger automobiles with more powerful engines, spacious interiors, and abundant chrome trim. Cheap gasoline and expanding highways further reduced demand for compact economy cars. The Crosley's greatest strengths, fuel economy, compact dimensions, and affordability, gradually became disadvantages in a nation that had fallen in love with big cars. Production finally ended in 1952 after approximately 84,000 vehicles had been built. Today, surviving examples of the Crosley Model CC are highly prized by collectors. Their unusual styling, innovative engineering, and historical significance ensure they attract attention wherever they appear. Looking at one today, it's difficult not to admire Powell Crosley Jr.'s vision. Decades before compact cars became fashionable in America, he recognized that efficiency, practicality, and intelligent engineering could create an entirely different kind of automobile. In many ways, the Crosley was simply born too early. Had it appeared during the fuel crises of the 1970s, its story might have been very different. And if you enjoy discovering forgotten automobiles, unusual engineering solutions, and vehicles that were decades ahead of their time, Make sure to subscribe to the channel because there are many more incredible automotive stories waiting ahead.